Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm doing a discussion over CDSK. CDSK. It's a trivia game that its name is horrible. This is a horrible trivia game. Not trivia game, trivia name for this game, but this is a fantastic trivia game. Now, this genre of game is something that I usually kind of steer away from because trivia is a lot of fun unless you're playing with someone who is just that kind of person, the person who just has a hard-on for Trivial Pursuit. And it's like, well, this isn't going to be fun for anyone at the table because you're just going to get all the answers. What CDSK does that is completely unique is the letters in the name stand for a category. C is curious, D is delightful, S is season, K is knowledge. So curious, very precise or bizarre subjects. D, delightful, movies, music, sports. Seasoned, grown-up stuff, school of life. Knowledge, science, nature, history, and geography. Now, what makes this super fun is, unfortunately I have to open it up like this, is all of these categories. It is team-based, which is kind of unfortunate, but all of these categories give you a subject or a topic that you then answer how well you know it on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, I love this kind of stuff on that ranking system, which is just right up my alley for this. So, for example, if you were given, like, you are on the CD, the C of this track here, and someone grabs the top one of the C, and it's like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know Western astrology? Your team has to decide on a scale of 1 to 10 how well you know it, and the number that you say, if you get it right, is how many spaces you move. So there's a risk-reward element to this game. Now, one is basically, I'd be so surprised if anyone ever got a 1 wrong. It's designed so that if you're on a topic that your team isn't very good at, you just answer 1 so that you can move off that space to go to a new topic, a new deck. But I find this so absolutely fun. This game has gone over so well every time I have played it because it allows you to, as a group, be like, oh man, how much do I know about Western astrology? 3, 4, maybe. Some of these can be really topics that someone in your group knows a lot about. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know ninjas? And you have that one guy who wanted to be a ninja their entire life, so they studied everything about it, and they answered 10, and they know the answer, and you move 10 spaces. It is so much fun with just how many categories are here within the curious, the delightful are super fun. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know Pokemon? How well do you know John Lennon? Classic Disney, card games, Stranger Things, heavy metal. Those are some of the topics in the D. I guess I can go over some in the C. Western astrology, unicorns, famous assassinations, vegetables, Sherlock Holmes. Then you go into the K. Spirits, world geography, bones of the human body, famous kings and queens, extinct animals. That one's going to be sad. And then S for seasoned, stock markets, wedding anniversaries, crime novels, restaurant chains, and tools. There's a significant amount of cards in each deck. And unfortunately, the problem with any kind of like trivia game is once you know the answer, then you're going to know the answer. Like, for example, one of the ones that I got was, I think it was delightful. It was, how well do you know board games? And I'm like 10 without a doubt. And it was like, who won the Spiel des Jahres in 2017? And I'm like, I don't fucking know that. Like, I don't pay attention to who wins that award. So obviously I didn't get it. But I was told the answer, so now I remembered it. And which is just trivia, that's just knowledge, random knowledge, and how well you're going to do. So if you do play this game a lot, which I have played it quite a bit, if you get that again, then you could just be like, okay, well, I know it 10, and I know the question, so the questions are never going to change or anything like that. I don't imagine they're supporting this game to give it any more updated cards. So what you could do is, like a home rule that I've thought of, is that if you've played this game a lot with the same group and the other team has known that I've gotten that card before, I'm not allowed to answer 10. I can't cheese it. Even though, that's part of the trivia, you're rewarded for knowing the answer, but for a game that's super quick, that getting a 10 spot puts you in a pretty significant lead, you could just house rule it and be like, okay, you can't do 10 because you already know the answer, so we'll do 9. And eventually, if you play this game a lot, some cards might get removed, or, oh, hey, they've answered all of the questions for the board game card. If board games are drawn for them, just get a new one. Because, again, each of these has 10 questions on it, and there are, actually, does it say how many there are for each deck? It does not. That I can see. This is really a one-page rule book. But what's also very fascinating is because it's a grid, or not a grid, a track that you're moving along, you can actually kind of answer just to strategize where you want to be. If you're on D and you want to get to another D, that's only 4 spaces away. So based off the category, you could answer 4. The scale of 1 to 10 is so much fun. You learn so much, and it's just cool to be like, get the new categories and be like, all right, Seth, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know organized crime? Well, I'm involved in it, so let's see. I'm going to say 10. Who was the real-life Napoleon of crime that James Moriarty was likely based on? I don't know that, so the 10s are pretty severe. Now, you might argue, we know how is that a 7 versus what's the difference between a 7 and a 10? I don't know. I don't know how they decided, besides the fact that 1 is a gimme. And if that was it, that would be fine. But they have 2 other decks in this that are so much fun, and they are these challenge cards. And these challenge cards are not so much, they are categories, but you get to move a space for each answer you get correctly. So some of these are, give the Spice Girls real names, move forward a space for each one that you get correct. Fright Night, name the horror movie or horror movie franchise from its most prominent character, and you're given a list and you have to name the horror movie. Michael Myers, which would be Halloween. Samara Morgan is The Ring. Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th. I'd actually be really good at this one. I think I know all of these, except the last one. Pazuzu. I don't know. But I've been binging too much anime and I can't remember all their names. Help me find out for each of these titles. Tell me if it's a real show or not. These are so much fun, and they're placed sporadically on the board. And sometimes you might even answer a lower tiered question just to get on those, because if you get a lot of them right, you move a significant amount of spaces. But those are so much fun. And then when you make it to the end, it's not first person to the end. You have to make it to the end, and then you have to answer one of these, challenge questions. Well, they're not challenge questions. What are they called? They are called hurry up and win questions. So, and it also, for the challenge cards, you are on a timer. I've never really been strict on the timer, but if your group is, you are technically supposed to answer in a certain amount of time. These are very, very difficult. A lot of them have to deal with ranking or categorizing certain things. But each of these are double-sided, and they all have the answer at the bottom. So, what was the temperature on Earth 3 billion years ago? And it's multiple choice. Name 4 of the main villains in the Mario video game universe, and it gives you a bunch of different answers. And like I said, these are double-sided. Now, I believe whenever you're on the back or whenever you're on the end and the other team is answering, I believe they get to look at both sides and ask you whichever one they want. That's how I've been playing it. I don't know if it's supposed to be top draw, and then whenever you answer it, you just flip it to its back and put it at the bottom. I don't really know, but these every question is super fun. This is one of the best trivia games that I have played. Like, it is honestly up there with like Wits and Wagers, without a doubt. In fact, I might even like it more just because I like ranking things on a scale of 1 to 10. And in this game, you're ranking yourself. So if you think you're super knowledgeable about a topic and you say 8, and it's like, nope, never mind. I guess it's not 8. You're humbled pretty quickly, but it's just so much fun. So unfortunately, like with trivia games, you kind of want them to always be refreshing with a bunch more trivia cards, but because it's a physical medium, you're not really getting that. I don't imagine Hachette is going to be providing more content for this. I mean, there could be some online stuff of people who have made more categories, but there are a ton in here. And if you love trivia, but you hate Trivial Pursuit, I would highly recommend checking out CDSK. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a 9. I really think it's awesome. Like, honestly, I'd break this out over Wits and Wagers, because in this, it's so much easier to teach. Yeah, you need teams, but in Wits and Wagers, you kind of need multiple people as well. And then you have to explain how betting odds work to someone if they're not math oriented, it might be a little confusing. There's none of that here. It's just your own speculation on how well you know something. So yeah, that's my thoughts on CDSK. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.